Okay. So, a very good morning and welcome. And take a few moments to set up into your seat. We'll meditate, inquire for the next 10 plus minutes or so. So, sit upright and relax. It's not a practice of doing. It's learning to see or simply just be, abide in my being. So the effort, if you will, is an undoing. And there are helpful points of attention we can guide our hearts and mind into. Let's start with the physical body. Feeling from the feet to the knees to the hips, both legs. Very much the earth element. Let them relax. And simultaneously, you'll feel the vitality in the legs. The life force. Just by bringing awareness, attention, we create space. I sit here fresh, not from the memory of the past. And therefore, I'm allowing myself to be surprised by what unfolds. In the lowest portion of the pelvis, root chakra, Muladhara. A stable base, a stable seat, affording my uprightness in the spine, but a stillness nonetheless. Feeling into the lower belly, inviting ease, spaciousness, relax, calm. Can connect to the water element. Perhaps you become more aware of the breath, the natural process happening naturally. And if I simply ride the waves, a sense of newness, vitality with every inhalation. Freedom and calm with every exhalation. Follow your exhalations right to the bottom and beyond. So the inhales are just very gentle and natural, coming from the diaphragm. Right in the center, the solar plexus, the fire. The Bija mantra here, you may remember, is Ram or AM. And Ram in Sanskrit means your will. So it's perfectly fitting that right in this solar plexus, my will, determination, my enthusiasm, love of life. Fire being one of the most poignant symbols, Vedic symbols, as it has two qualities or has many symbolisms, but it's the light that's behind our eyes, and heat. Can think of it like a spiritual heat, burning away whatever is stale and stagnant and no longer serving. The heat from my spiritual tapas. And let that rise and warm your heart space. Connecting so seamlessly to the air element. The lungs are here too. The sensitivity of touch. To feel into your arms. The life force, the vitality. All the way to the fingertips. Gently unburdening any weight we carry in the shoulders. Ask that it be lovingly released. So freshness may find me. Space for my true potential, creativity. Into the cervical spine, the throat. Inviting that ease, spaciousness into the base of the skull, the jawbone. And here we very much can connect to the space element. We hear sounds in space. Let my words reflect the wellness, happiness, peace of knowing who and what I am. Gratitude for the great blessing to hear wisdom, knowledge, truth, those words that liberate and uplift and harmonize my life. All around the face, invite cheerfulness, perhaps even a soft smile to the lips. Your eyes might gently go to the space between the brows, slightly up. Your own deep inner seed of soul-led intuition. This third eye represents that eye of wisdom. Beyond simply seeing name and form or pairs of opposites. Seeing all that is. Seeing itself as a great symbol for knowing, understanding. To the crown of the head. That in which all elements play out. Transcendent, immanent, pure existence. Taking a few moments to abide in the fullness, totality of my being. Preparing to chant Om, either internally in your heart and mind, externally with your voice, heart and mind. Taking a deep breath in for Om. You might like to bring your hands to your heart, a gesture symbol of wholeness, completeness. As we pray for peace, the well-being, happiness for myself, for all beings, all plants, animals. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. As you open your eyes, getting ready to move into some movements. See what comes up. Let's begin in an extended child's pose. You can always have your arms behind you if that feels more comfortable. Feel free to widen the knees so the abdomen, the belly can relax. Extending your arms forward, notice the elongation of your side body. Sitting bones moving back towards your heels. Notice the space being created in the vertebrae. Letting your hands really sink down. And if you're comfortable and familiar with Ujjayi Pranayam, keeping it in and out through your nose, and make that conscious dedication, conscious effort to do so with a relaxed tongue, a relaxed mouth. And challenge yourself to lengthen your exhalations and follow them right to the very end and beyond, even pausing. The brain heavy in the skull, front neocortex relaxing. Lifting the upper body slightly, coming to right-tented fingertips, weaving your left arm underneath, rolling onto that upper shoulder, coming steadily down to rest your left temple down. Your right hand can move back if you need more space, or walking them forward. And feel free to explore that you can feel the connection right from your tailbone all the way up. You can breathe into the space in between your shoulder blades. From ear to jaw stays relaxed. Forehead could come straight down. You could turn and rotate through the neck once more. Begin to release. Left arm coming back onto left-tented fingertips and sliding your right arm with the palm facing up. Slowly lowering down, extending out through the cervical spine toward your right temple. Feeling your pelvis still pressing back. Playing with the left fingertips, left elbow. Perhaps even rotating the neck so your forehead comes straight down onto your mat. Begin to release the right arm. And then we roll up onto the hands, onto the knees. Let your knees come slightly under your hips. Your arms might be a little bit longer forward. And find your tailbone. Start to circle it round. You feel your shoulders coming over the wrists. You're starting to warm up your hands. Back, coming around as far as possible. Staying really connected into what you feel there in your hips. How this movement will affect the whole spine. We can feel that connection when we come forward, even right up into the fingertips, crown of the head. You can start to reverse the direction. Notice as we warm up slightly, it's almost like an intuitive sense of the spine wanting to wave around and more freedom coming in. Coming into a neutral position, And taking your fingertips outside the mat, start to dip one shoulder down, elbow will bend. Then your other shoulder comes down, start to relax the head and circle it round that you pull the chin, the heart into your back body. And you come around again. So for example, if you were going to the right, it's like your left shoulder comes down first, then the right. Keep relaxing head and neck. You're circling up over to the left, but you really pull the ribs, chest up and in. And you continue on. And make sure as you're lowering down, you really let go through the sides of the neck. And similarly, when you pull up, you can even curl your tailbone in and try to get that deep rounding. Notice your upper arm bones, this armpit area. This is one of the hardest areas to gain the mobility, the flexibility in. You can feel your scapula in the back body, pressing the heart up into that space. Well done. So lovely. And go to the other side. Hopefully the knees are still okay. You can always put some extra padding there if you need. The more curious you get about what you feel and where you're feeling it, opening up into those inner tendons, paying attention even to your inner groins, pelvic floor, making sure we're not holding the breath if possible. Jaw stays really relaxed. Ah, good. And then come back into the hands. Let's slide onto the sitting bones, bringing the legs around in front. And sitting in a position, if it feels comfortable, with your heels closer together and right up into the sitting bones. So it's going to give you a bit more space here in the groins. I don't know if you can hear outside, maybe not, because these mics are, there's a lot of digging going on in the road. Can you hear it? No. Great. Only me. And so let's take the right hand out to the side. I won't be mirroring. And sliding toward that hand. And really let your head and neck go. And just start to feel the shape. That left inner knee, shin, inner groin. You can even bring your left hand to your lower back so you feel where those sitting bones are. Sometimes that left sitting bone wants to lift up. Feel your outer hips. So having that sense. Even give a little roll of your right shoulder a little bit forward so you feel that space of your chest. Then from here, a little circle of your left wrist. Now with your left arm heavy in space, bring it forward in front of the chest. Keep your left sitting bone grounded, crown of the head reaching. Keep circling with your left arm. Stay heavy in your right arm, head, and eventually your left arm is going to bring it back. Eventually the weight of the arm is going to pull it up into center. And then your left hand comes down. And you slide into it. And first have a sense of your right hand helping your right knee, thigh press down. You can always sit up on a cushion if you need more elevation. Feel your outer hip, even to your lower back. And then roll your left shoulder a little bit forward, just to feel where that arm bone is, kind of how the arm bone hangs in the shoulder socket. Keep the jaw relaxed, crown of the head moving toward your left fingertips, and then start to circle your right wrist. You feel that the bones of the fingers moving the tendons of your forearm, elbow. Now with the arm heavy, left side body relaxed, you sweep it round in front of you. Up and overhead. The action really just comes from that right shoulder socket. Keep that hand moving, and eventually it pulls you up into center. And sometimes it's funny, the head naturally wants to lead. So as we go a little side to side, see if we can keep the side we're leaning to, especially the head as well, super relaxed. So now your left arm coming forward and around. Keep that action just in the shoulder socket. And eventually it pulls you up. Good. And take your time. Sometimes slower the better when we're getting used to these fascial, these myo yin release. And indeed, if you prefer more rhythmic, you can also go for that. But sometimes there's sweet spots you want to linger in. Your breath is smooth. Even in center, a little lift up of your navel point. One more to the left. Next time you finish on your left side, let that be the last one. And as your hands come back to your knees, taking your time, you can take a few shoulder rolls. We'll do one arm at a time. So with your right shoulder, pull it up, right up to the ear. And you feel that shoulder blade lifting. As you take your elbow out, you feel the shoulder blade slightly pulling out. Then start to slide the shoulder blade back down, and it's a flick of the wrist out. My left elbow came out too. But you lift the shoulder, so it's first shoulder. Feel the shoulder blade, elbow out, and then the lower arm. Keep the back of your neck long, knees, pelvis relaxed. Lift the elbow and the wrist. Almost like you want to take it forward, pulling the skin up, out, and releasing. Front ribs relaxed, chin relaxed. One more on the right. And then hand back down to your knee. Left shoulder. Pull it up. Feel the scapula lifting as the elbow comes out. It's like we're winging the scapula off the back body. And then the lower arm and the wrist. And I have a lot of tension in the chest, in the front of the chest. So it's like my aim is to really bring my upper arms more forward. So mine even don't sort of lift in a neutral way. Try to stay relaxed in the other side body. Good. And then both arms come forward and up. Back of the hands will touch. And as we exhale, we pull the elbows in and curl the tailbone in. And then we move the arms forward and up, and we can spiral the spine as we do so. Maybe go off to one side. And exhale as you pull your elbows in and round. And you can go in these different directions of bringing your arms forward, up, and in. So it's like we were doing sort of figure of eights with the arms. Closing in. Go to both different sides. And it's like you're really trying to defy gravity or move with a bit of resistance through the air. Feeling that skin in your upper back opening. Last one. Nice. And then let's come back to hands and knees. Bend the elbows slightly, spread your fingers out, and draw your chest up into the back body. Let the head go. So you're really elongating the back of your neck. You might send your knees a little further back and just starting to sort of, with your toes tucked, as if coming back to a child's pose, gliding your chest back. So these little down dog preps to feel that sliding. Keeping the neck really long. Start to squeeze your hands down, feeling into your wrists. And then next time the heels or your pelvis is coming towards your heels, pause here, squeeze hands down, really relax the chin. Find a little bit of mula bandha. Keep folding the chest into your upper back. Tuck the toes even more. Start to lift the seat. Press the seat up. Keep the head relaxing. Notice the arms. Keep them squeezing down. And then a little bit of straightening the legs. You might step your feet in. You might move here. A little bit of swaying side to side. Releasing through the head and the neck. And then slowly, let's walk the feet forwards to meet the hands. And feet can be nice and wide here so that you can feel the backs of your legs lifting. Belly, chest working toward the legs. And maybe you hold the forearms, you interlace hands to the back of the skull, or you can reach the fingertips skyward. Just shifting around the feet. Really relaxing the face. Release the arms wherever they are. Let them hang heavy. Squeeze your feet down, bend the knees, scoop the tailbone in. Use the legs fully as your body curls up. Pressing your heart up into the sky. And when you arrive, you can roll your shoulders forward or back, or both. Notice your feet. Maybe keep them a little bit wider. Squeeze them down as if you wanted to make firm footprints into your mat or as down into the sand, spreading out the toes. As you press down into your heels, start to slide your tailbone lower toward the earth, maybe a little bit forward. And some rolling waves here. We bend the knees, we lift the ankles, and then as you bend your knees, press your pelvis forward, coming to lift your arms up and overhead. And you might look up, but keep your legs strong, active. Now, as you exhale, fold, bending elbows, crown of the head toward the mat. Your arms come back behind you, fingertips up toward the ceiling. So you relax your belly and chest toward the thighs. And then here, let your hands come back down again, under your shoulders, hanging heavy, head heavy. Roll up like a little rag doll, hard pressing in between the shoulder blades. When you come up, bend your knees, scoop pelvis forward, raise hands up and overhead, lift the heart. Exhale as you bend the elbows, crown of the head dives down, arms wave back behind. Lowering your arms under your shoulders, keeping them heavy, chin curled in as you roll it up. Pressing pelvis forward, inhale, heart lifts, arms lift. A few times these rolling waves. Find a rhythm that suits you, feeling how the feet, ankles, knees, all your joints working together. Keep feeling into your spine, your side body. Space you make in the shoulders. Last one. When you roll up to stand, feel free to take a few little jumps, rocks, shakes. Feel your heels lifting. And that fascia for your limbs and your groins, in the armpits. Oh. And then taking the legs out, toes out, sitting into your goddess stance. Let's take the hands again to the solar plexus, thumbs, index fingers touching. It's like a symbol for the Dantian. And just feel the power in your solar plexus. Feel all the chi moving around the whole body. And a few long, slow, deep breaths here, balancing out the sitting bones. Pubic bone gently lifting, tailbone lengthening down. Your knees directing towards your second, third toes. Squeezing feet down as well as drawing energy up. Breathing into the solar plexus, back of the neck long. Space under the collarbones. Lengthening the quadriceps. Nice. And as we start to straighten the legs, bringing the hands out wide, up and overhead, we can look up toward the hands as the hands point down, sinking back into the knees, into the hips, guiding that energy down, gathering it around the solar plexus. Inhale, straightening legs, arms up and overhead. And then guiding that energy down through the crown of your head as you slowly come back into this goddess stance, gathering the prana chi back to the solar plexus. Inhaling up and exhaling to sink. Few more with your movements, your breath. Next time your hands are down at your solar plexus, you can pause. We can start to turn the heels back, fold it forward, sitting bones back, fingertips underneath the shoulders. Take an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Pull your navel point up, collarbones broad, slightly looking forwards, toe heeling the feet underneath, sitting down into a squat, and really opening through the fronts of the shins, fronts of the feet. And a moment here, you can move or just pressing your forearms, elbows into your inner thighs, making your upper back nice and broad. When we get ready, we can come to sit down, to then lie down. And you'll see, or you'll sort of tune into what might serve you when you lay down. If you're ready for Shavasana, feel free. This morning when I was practicing, I was so tempted to do lots of kind of spinal rolls. So if those kind of call to you now, feel free to do so. Make sure your forehead is towards your knees. And you want to keep inviting the space in between your shoulder blades. So a lot of that fascial movement we did, you have active feet, keeping the back of your neck long, your chin really relaxed in. So you're really getting into that rhomboid area. And even if you go a little off to the side, like a little egg shape, it's also quite nice. And keep drawing pubic bone toward your ribs. And eventually coming to lay all the way down. You can start with knees bent and feel free to just tilt and tuck your pelvis. If you fancy a little small bridge of squeezing, lifting the pelvis off the mat, squeezing the inner thighs together. And any final twists or windshield wipers. And when you do lay in Shavasana, feel the space you've created. Hands will face up, chin relaxes in. And give yourself permission to completely relax. Take these moments in Shavasana to unwind and let go. The ground mirrors the steady, solid, relaxed state of the body. As we plant questions into the heart, it's like planting little seeds into the soil. These questions about, what am I up to now? Who or what am I? When we think of the tremendous power of those tiny little seeds inside the great life-giving soil, as I plant these great questions into my heart, I embark on this wondrous spiritual adventure. There is no goal. The journey itself is the goal. Discovering or realizing the being I am. So much more than the body, the mind, the senses. It is that because of which the body, the mind, the senses, the whole world is illumined in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May I be well, peaceful, and happy. May all beings be well, peaceful, and happy. Blessings into your days, dearest, wisest friends. Dearest Hannah, dearest Indra, dearest Caroline, anyone that might watch this recording. So much love, blessings, and prayers. And see you again very soon.